Okay guys, on this video I'm going to draw the hawk, the cheetah, the octopus, and the turtle. So for the hawk, if you wanted to like rotate your paper the other direction so you were working with a taller area, you could. I'm going to leave my paper this way. So to start the hawk, you're going to start with a tall oval for the body. Pretty much to draw any bird, I do an oval first for the body and then a little circle for the head, okay? Yeah, the head's maybe a little higher. I put mine a little bit forward. There we go. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to join the head back to the body with like a curvy line here. So that's going to create like that front, the neck, and the belly. And then I'm going to join it with a curve back here. This one actually joins into the wing of the bird, which is kind of shaped like a leaf, if you will. Maybe a teardrop or something upside down. But there's the wing. And then the tail feathers kind of come straight out of there. So they're fairly straight, very fan-like on the bottom. For the legs, I'm actually going to draw in like kind of an oval right here, and then another oval right here. And you're only going to really see, when you draw this out, you're only going to see the bottom portion of that oval, but the shape of that oval is still really important to start where these legs come out. So I'm going to do 2 lines for this leg, define the bottom portion of the oval, and define this leg. Okay, and then the feet come forward like triangles, so I'm going to draw 2 triangles kind of coming forward, and then these like hooky talons at the end. Hook, hook. And on the one foot, you can even see like the back talon that goes kind of the opposite way. So there's the bird feet. A closer version of the bird foot is triangle. And then I just did like the talons at the edge. And then I did one going backwards, kind of like that. So that's a closer version of the bird foot. All right, next thing we got to do is we have to draw in that hawk beak. It definitely hooks down forward and is very sharp at that tip, making it look very menacing, okay? Actually, the same with the hawk eye. I'm going to do a big version of the hawk eye here. So the hawk eye, I start with a circle, and then you're going to overlap the top of that circle with a shape kind of like this. So that's going to be the hawk eye. You'll obviously erase the top part. So I'm going to draw in my circle, and lower that down a little bit, and draw in my hawk eyelid. The eyelid is key to make him look very lethal. Oh, you know what? Now that I look at that eye, it's definitely too low. I'm going to raise that up just a skosh. Okay, so here's circle, eyelid. Boom. Okay, we have a hawk. Next one is the cheetah. The cheetah is probably one of the hardest ones for me to draw personally. The body, instead of being one oval, is now going to consist of 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a shoulder joint, the abdomen or the belly kind of going over, and then a hip joint, okay? What these do is they help me create these bumps at the appropriate places in the back, the roundness of the belly. So that's why I have them in there. So I'm just gonna kind of smooth out his back a little bit like that, and then round out that belly while I'm here so you guys can see those. All right, now the leg. The cheetah leg is gonna come down and forward, kind of a nice flat oval paw there. The back leg is going to go back like haunches, so it's going to curve, go straight down, oval at the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to do an oval over this area, a long, lean oval, long, lean bean kind of shape here, and a long, lean oval. Make sure you're overlapping ovals. We see a little bit of his front foot kind of come out here. I'm just going to draw a piece of an oval and a paw going down, kind of like that. And then this back leg is planted down. It's just like basically a smaller version of the front leg. So I'm going to draw an oval at the bottom, long skinny oval, the bottom of the bean shape. The cheetah tail is really key. That tail has to drop down, has to be a pretty significantly sized tail, because their tail, I think, does a lot for them with like balance, I think. Okay, all right, now the head. Things definitely get tricky here, so please pay attention. Okay, sorry guys, I got a phone call and it just cut off my video. So anyway, I'm gonna continue here with the cheetah. So I just started with a circle for the head for the cheetah. The head is kind of low. It's kind of level with that hump on the back. So I'm gonna keep the head kind of low. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw the cheetah snout that comes forward, okay? From the top of his nose down to his chin, kind of looks like almost like a rounded kind of square shape, okay? Now, the snout is going to kind of lead up into the eyes right here. So when I do those diagonal lines to lead up, I'm going to draw a circle right where they stop and a very definitive eyelid that kind of connects down into the nose, okay? Actually, I feel like that line kind of comes in a little bit like that. Okay, now I'm going to draw in a Y shape for the cheetah nose, and then kind of an upside down Y for the mouth, all right? The ears are pretty prominent. They just come out with a straight line and then a curve. And that's pretty much it. There's his head, okay? My head is maybe, honestly, a little bit large now that I look at it. I'm going to shave off a little bit of that snout on the bottom. His mouth looks kind of long. Okay, there we go. So there's the cheetah face and head and body, okay? Now, of course, when you go in to draw all these, you would erase all the lines on the inside and just redefine your edges. But these circles really help to get things to be the right proportion, these circles and ovals. Okay, now for the octopus. I'm going to start with this head right here. And then he's going to have an eye bump, a very prominent eye bump. His eye is going to look a lot like the fish, by the way, in just a minute. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to start drawing tentacles. You can draw the tentacles wherever you want. Just make sure that they get narrower as they go farther away from the octopus body. Let's see, I'm going to have that one kind of be curled up like that. I'm going to have another one kind of go the opposite way. Maybe just go right off the edge. I'll have that one go off there. This one's going to curl in here. And by the way, I'm going to draw some octopus tentacles that go behind these ones, okay? So then the ones that go behind, I would just like have this one kind of go across. Maybe you'd see a line there. I'm going to erase the lines where they go over another tentacle because I want that one to look like it's behind it. And then just pretty much keep adding tentacles until you have 8. That's pretty much the gist of it. For his eye, the octopus has a pretty large eye. An eye bulgy area, but then he looks like he just has like this dark kind of squiggle over the eye. It's interesting. And then you can obviously draw some suction cups if you wanted along the bottom of a tentacle or two. You don't see the suction cups everywhere. They're only on the bottom. So you just have to kind of look at like where a tentacle might be sort of flipping up where you can see the suction cups and where they're not. So I'm just going to add them on a couple. You could add more if you wanted in different areas. Okay, the sea turtle. The sea turtle is one like the cheetah that I think is surprisingly hard. Oh, can you guys see that guy? Yeah, okay. So to start the sea turtle, I'm going to start with an oval, and it's going to be on an angle, kind of like this. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw his head, kind of floating up here, also on an angle. And then I'm going to draw in his neck that kind of connects his head back to meet the shell. There's the back of the neck. And then the front of his neck drops down, and you can see a little bit of like his body that comes out underneath the shell on the bottom there. After you have the base of the sea turtle, then you're going to draw in the fins. So he's got one fin that kind of goes down and forward and kind of hooks backward like that. And then at this end of the fin, there's like a wavy kind of line like this. We see a little bit of the fin on the opposite side of the body that goes over like this, but it kind of gets overlapped by the neck and this front fin. Then we see a fin at the back that just kind of swoops down and back. And then we see a wavy line here. And honestly, that's the only one that we see in the picture. Maybe a little bit of a fin underneath here, where we see like a slight tip of the fin on the other side. I found out that sea turtles actually have tails. So that might even be a tail. This might be the opposite fin, I think. To be honest with you, I think that might be tail. I was arguing with a student once, and I was like, I don't think they have tails. I think I would have known if they had tails. And the student was like, I know that they have tails, and that student was right. So anyway, moral of the story, teachers aren't always right. Okay, so there's the body of the sea turtle. And again, it might take a little bit of adjustment getting the shell to be like the shape you want it. Like maybe I'm going to go in here and kind of adjust the side of the shell, kind of like that. Later on, you'd want to probably draw in kind of like a border here, maybe a pattern on the shell, but that would come later. All right, the face. I'm sorry, this is one area I really want to include because the face of the sea turtle really gives it that kind of laid back look. So first of all, I'm going to bring his snout out a little bit with kind of like a rounded rectangular corner like that. Bring it in with a slight smile, okay? And then the bottom jaw is going to look the same except a little bit smaller, kind of like that. All right, now to do the sea turtle eye. I love drawing the sea turtle eye. You just start with a circle and you overlap it with this wavy line. And then obviously the top of it would get erased again like we've been doing. So circle, And wavy line. The wavy line really gives them that like, I'm very laid back. Because sea turtles have this very chill demeanor. I've swam with sea turtles once. It was pretty amazing. Okay, anyway, moving on, guys. And now I'm going to do the shark. Okay, for the shark body, what you want to start with is you want to, oh, you know what? Sorry, I'm going to do that in a separate video.